Welcome to Teach Me Grappling. Or today I have Rusty. Huge honor for me. Love you, Bernardo. All right, so last video that I was in, I talked a lot and I didn't show enough. So today we're just going to be working on showing you exactly what I'm talking about. You're a gentleman or lady who is thinking about getting into Jiu Jitsu, but you feel like your body is not the type of body to bring you into the class, and that is stopping you from doing something you want to do, and something that would really help you. I'm going to show you that you actually have certain levels of your game that are going to be much easier to accomplish than a regular person who just comes in, or not regular, but someone who's more in the bell curve of in the middle of the bell curve for height and weight, right? So if you're not in the middle of that bell curve, doesn't mean you shouldn't come in here. It doesn't mean that everything is going to be harder for you. There are some things that are going to be much easier. So while Rusty is larger than the average large bear even, a lot of the things that he has, you're going to have. I used to be like about 60 pounds heavier, and it was all right here. And the thing I'm showing you, that he's going to show you as part of his game, was part of mine, because I had the same deficiencies, but I also had the same advantages. And that first one is a real big one, which is I cannot close my guard around him. And even if I did, if I could, if I was 7 feet tall, I wouldn't be able to cinch it in hard. I wouldn't be able to have the control of squeezing it and pulling him in and doing a crunch to break his posture. I wouldn't be able to have the ability, even if I could get my toes together, the ability to use that pinch to sit up. That's gone. So if you can get somebody to try to put you under their closed guard, you're going to be in a very strong position. So Rusty, let's talk it through. Tell the good folks at home what we're doing here.
So yeah, when we're in close guard, his knees are at the front of my belly when they really probably want to be here on the side. And obviously he's not connected. And so one of the hardest things for people is just to break the guard. You've already won that, so congratulations. From there, it's easy to just push it down on either side. And instead of just pushing and trying to get out, which lets him maneuver a lot, if you can push and step with your knee at the same time to go to top half guard, you're going to be in my favorite place ever. So when I'm breaking guard, I can just push it off. It's not connected, I can finagle it, but I'm giving him time to react clearly and get ahead of the game. So what you want to do, preferably, is 2 things at once, because you can move more than one of your limbs at a time. As I give some weight to my right leg, I'm not in closed guard. He's not going to flower sweep me all of a sudden out of nowhere. I give some weight to my right leg, push, and move my knee over at the same time. Now I'm in half guard. He has time to react now. But so do I. So he'll go to his hip, and I'll start working my cross face at the same time. Then it's a fight. So in speed, it's going to probably look a little bit more like this. Because he's reaching.
Well, hold on. Let me put this in here real quick too. If you're not fast, be first. He's going to be faster. He's going to be first. I'm going to pretend like I don't know what he's about to do. Now, on the other hand, enemies don't do the same thing over and over and over again, because then you'll start being slower and they'll be faster. It's because they know what you're doing, right? But in this situation, be first to be fast. So let's go.
I usually give him something to distract him by putting my hand here. Well, I just do that, and boom, we're down. It's really, really easy. Most people aren't going to know it's there if you're distracting them at all, because they're looking for grips. I mean, at that point, they can't use their legs, what you said earlier. They're looking for some kind of hand grip. That's out of the way. They're going to have to arm drag the crap out of me to get that through. I'm busy working over here. It's quick. Now, he gets to move too, so he's usually going to start to get up on his hip. So your first order of business, if you're not a Darce master, which we can talk about later, is to lay him back out, especially at our size. And the chief way for me to do that is a cross face. I'm going to take this hand, put it here on the side of his head, and help push him out. Now, he's going to lock up the leg, which is fine. Let's go back. He's going to lock up the leg, which is fine, but when I have him laid out, his spine is kind of doing this little curvy number, and that's a great spot for me to be at. So you're going to want to put pressure on him and not support yourself like I am. But with this crossface out here, he can't slip and he can't move his hips. He's down, and especially with pressure on top, it's over. There's a few things that they're going to do from here, but just recognize that this position is really bad for them. So, two quick things that will usually happen. You're usually going to catch a forearm to the face. They're going to frame up your face. They're trying to work you back here so they can get to their hip. Now you're extended, they're going to sweep you. This is bad. So with that up there, as soon as it hits, it's pushing this way. You don't go through frames, you go around them, slip it. And stick your head way down here while your arm comes under. You've got the crossface with your shoulder still, so he can't move his hips that way. You've got his arm where it can't really do anything. Now you can either lock this up for more control and breathe for a second. If you are bigger, longer like me, there's a chance you could finish it from here. And some guys I can, some guys I can't. But regardless, either way, you can use this hand for control, or you can use it to start getting your leg out. You want to kick up and high so that you can go to mount, or come all the way over to finish the choke. I love that one. It usually works for me at least once on every person that I roll with. So then that takes me to the second one. They know that I'm going to go for the head and arm. So I've got them laid out. If they are here, they're not going to go under my chin again. They're either going to frame the weight underneath of me and just hold me up off of them, or they're going to try to protect it for an underhook or fighting out for a squirrel or whatever. So from here, though, oops, sorry. From here, you can still push the elbow and slip it, even if they're keeping it tight, because it's right there. All you have to do is get under it.
You lost your finger.
Huh?
You can finger one.
Oh, yeah. I've better do this on some people. If you can't just slip it, you can use your shoulder and push it up and get under it. It's a finger walk. This is the slow march of death for people. They can hear it in their ear. But the other thing you can look for is your basic Americana. So if they're keeping it tight and struggling, you can still work it down and grab behind their head. This is still a cross face. It's a nasty one. You can work on getting your hand under and then slip their head to finish. That's two from going across. It's a ton of control, not very much movement from them. I really like those.
Oh yeah, and these are also things that I'm going to tell you right now. If he's 180 pounds, I'm not scared of those, because his weight and his size, his width, when he's putting down pressure on you, and this is going to work for you too, when you're putting pressure down on somebody like that, this is a whole lot of pressure. And for any of the things that he said to work, for him to actually get them in the rolls, he doesn't do them the way he just did it to me while he's talking to you, where he holds himself up. And I wanted you to know, don't hold yourself up. I don't care how big you are. Half guard top, you're not gonna break someone's ribs. You're not gonna break their spine. It's not gonna happen. You're gonna be fine. Lay on that joker. Give him the weight, because all those things, he has to be much more technical. You would have to be much more technical to hit him on me if you were close to my weight. But if you're much bigger than the other guy, your mass, your size, your pressure is going to make it so that your ability to hit that is going to be much smoother and much easier. So congratulations, there's a good one for you. Start working that one.
I think the pressure on that too matters for pressure's sake, but it also closes space off, right?
Yeah.
Because let's show them that when you slip, if I don't put pressure on or have a good crossface, when you slip that crossface, I'm making space for you when I frame up.
Yeah.
How easy it is for you to get underneath me. Let's go this way. You're doing action at the top.
Okay.
If I've got the crossface. It's not the best one. I'm kind of holding myself up as I decide where I want to go. Because if I actually want to use my hands, I have to use my belly to hold. Yeah. Now I can move.
Yeah.
But if I'm supporting myself and kind of doing one at a time, this is what will happen. I've made space. And so all my pressure doesn't matter. I'm getting a butterfly stretch. There we are. So don't just think of it as punishing weight and pressure. It's taking away space, which is a really important thing for us.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. The rule of thumb, the less athletic you are, the less space you want to give up. The heavier you are, the more you want to be touching somebody. Every time, well, I haven't said this here. Every time I touch somebody, I don't just touch them. I give them some weight. I'm not flexing on them. I'm just like, here, hold this. And just a little bit of weight is going to make all the difference in the world. It's going to slow them down, it's going to tire them out. It's going to make you faster. Because they're holding your weight now. So, yeah, those are just some, like, if you're a white belt and you're bigger and you're tired of trying to do the thing that they're teaching everybody. They're trying to teach you boom, 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 slide, right? And you look over and your 150, 130 pound guy, he's doing it like he's on rails. And you're like, I can't get my knee up. Okay, do the class, finish the drill, get better. The knee will come up easier as you get better. When it's time to roll, work this one. Until the other one catches up, find things like this, work those, right? Survive first, dominate later. That's all I got.
I guess.